A day filled with heritage and history coming your way from Hollywood Bets Kenilworth on Saturday the 31st of January. The World Sports Betting Cape Town Med is finally upon us. We cannot wait to welcome you here to the races to come and see one of the great race days, one of the great race meetings and one of the great races on the world's calendar. Of course, we collaborate with World Pool, but we'll discuss that a little bit later on. But to usher in a big race day, why not bring in the A-team? As we know, Richard Fourie and Robert Bloomberg, two of the great racing minds, one of the great jockeys, produced by South Africa, of course, with many, many others. Richard, thanks so much for your time. Been busy. Geez, you've done top to bottom, north to south, and you've stopped by to come and help us for this. Thanks so much, Richard.
Yeah, some small mileage, but happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. And, well, Robert had a lot to do with bringing Richard on. Robert, thanks for bringing Richard on, and thanks so much for your time. I mean, you've done a couple of Mets, and you've steered us in the right direction. Hopefully you can do it again this year.
Thanks, Ali. I thought it'd be a bit of a drum roll to introduce us. And, considering that you only invite us once a year.
No, twice. You'll come back for the July.
Oh, well, for the July. Okay, well, that's great. It's nice to know we get invited twice a year.
We'll bring you in for the marquee days. I'm talking about a drum roll. Maybe we can edit that and we'll see. Well, maybe we'll put the drum roll in at the end if the guys do well. What do you think of the card, Robert?
Oh, spectacular. Looks like Justin Snaith Benefit Day 2.0.
Richard, you happy with the rides that you got? We'll go through them one by one, but optimistic?
Yeah, very optimistic. Promising card, lots of good horses racing. It's going to be very exciting.
Of course, a few days ago, we did see the draw live here, and we pulled those 11 names out of the jar and allocated them to draws, but we'll get there in due course. It'll be race number 8 on the card. There's so much going on. A Pick 6 carryover targets to get to 7 million rand. And also, don't forget to get onto CompuTicket and book your place. Get through the gates. Come and join us for what will be a memorable day's racing at the World Sports Betting Cape Town Med for 2026. Without further ado, though, let's have a look at the field for race number 1. It's the listed JC Leroux Summer Juvenile Stakes. They go 1,100 metres, a field of 13 to face the starter. All betting that is revealed on the show courtesy of World Sports Betting. We've got St. Harry at the top of the board at 19 to 10, number 4 on the card. Number 12, Champagne Castle, second favourite at 22 to 10. Number 7, Quirari Dancer is a 7 to 1 shot. Number 1, Marseille is an 8.5 to 1 shot, and double figures about the other 16 to 1 and upwards the others in race number 1. It's also the start of Jackpot 1. There are 3 jackpots on the card. Richard, I'm going to come to you first about number 12, Champagne Castle. You're 2 from 3 on this filly, but she has looked really, really impressive in her 2 wins to date. Is she the horse that they need to beat?
I think so. Even with the extra 100 metres of track, she's just doing so well at home. She's very relaxed, and I think that's a secret weapon.
What's her biggest attribute? Is it her cruising speed and able to kick off that, or is she more than just one-dimensional?
For now, I think she's definitely more than one-dimensional. She's so relaxed, and when you need her, she's there waiting. And I think her gate speed's probably one of the biggest assets. So hopefully on the day it's not a strong headwind, and it could make a possible banker.
For what it's worth, I've had a quick squiz at the forecast. I mean, Robert, you are very accustomed to what we can expect, but the early forecast is actually for a nice, neat, not too warm, not too windy day. Probably a perfect day for racing.
I hope so, Ali, because sometimes the southeaster can pump. And then, you know, everyone heads for the outside fence, especially around the turn.
Yes.
So, yeah, hope not.
What do you make of the first race? Favourites number 4, St. Harry, with 1 win under the belt. We've got no idea about the level of form, whereas Champagne Castle clearly sets a standard. How do you read the first?
Well, it's interesting for starters that 3 of the top 4 in the betting are trained by Snaith. But as you know, Quirari Dancer won an 800-metre scurry on debut, beating Marseille and Champagne Castle. But Champagne Castle has run twice since and won twice since, has match fitness on her side. Quirari Dancer, if I recall the gallop correctly, I think galloped with Una the Unicorn and was pretty impressive. But I would think one has to prefer Champagne Castle. Richie alluded to the fact that the horse has got blinding gate speed, and she appeared at the last 2 starts to win a race after 200 metres. Of course, the mystery horse in the race is St. Harry, who had no right to win on debut. But what I found quite interesting, and you know, I'm not really one for times unless it's on the same day, but Champagne Castle and St. Harry won 3 days apart. And if I recall correctly, the weather conditions were pretty much the same. Champagne Castle's time was as much as 2.5 seconds faster, which equates to something like between 12 and 15 lengths. So St. Harry could be anything, and I wouldn't be surprised if it won, but 16-10, it's a mad price. No one's going to take that price. I think Champagne Castle will start favourite. I think she's the one to beat. Obviously, I do have respect for St. Harry, and I do have respect for Quirari Dancer, but match fitness might find her out. Marseille I'm not keen on, even though she split Champagne Castle and Quirari Dancer. I didn't like her win, you know. She won a 4-horse race, and the horse she beat ran about an 18 length last the next start. So, and I didn't think her gallop was too great. I think she galloped with Rabdan, and Rabdan seemed to be going the better. So, yeah, I think the fillies have got the edge here.
Yeah, and they generally do in this race. History tells you that. For what it's worth, Robert's talking about those gallops. They are on the Race Coast page on the YouTube channel, so you'll be able to filter your way through. The Snaith gallops were right at the end. There was a lot of early action that morning, so if anyone missed those gallops, you'll be able to get the lowdown. I was hopefully on the right horses as the gallops went by. I know I was, certainly, as went on. Race number 2 on the card, first leg of the first bipot, the World Sports Betting C Stakes. They go 2,000 metres, 25 past 12 is when the race gets underway. A field of 13 carded to face the starter, and I'm always intrigued by this level of race because there are a few emerging youngsters that could very well have the goods about them. The favourite is the relation to See It Again, the half-brother, number 7, Eric Liddell, on offer at 33-10. Number 1, Note to Self, is a 4-1 shot. Note Eric Liddell's coming for support. 11-2 was the biggest price traded. Number 2, World First, on offer at 13-2, same price as the Resurgent. Number 10, We Have a Situation, and number 4, Arbitration, 10-1, double figures about the others for race number 2. Robert, I'm going to kick off with you here. Very intriguing race because we've got some what could be promising youngsters stretching over 2,000 metres against horses that have got, yes, to a certain level, a record to their name, but it is at a certain level. But they have obviously got that sort of hair on the chest, whereas these youngsters haven't quite got there first. What do you make of this race?
I make it a 2-horse race between the two Snaith runners, Note to Self and Eric Liddell. I know Note to Self's got a big weight for a young horse, but he's a big, strong horse. I don't think 61.5 will be a problem. Drawn 1, was very unlucky not to win last time, over a mile drawn on the outside that day. Will absolutely love the step up to 10 furlong. It's got a good finishing burst on him. Kind of horse I can see eventually being in the July, off a low weight. I clearly think he's the horse to beat. Personally, I think he should be favourite. I think he will start favourite. But I have the utmost respect for Eric Liddell. 2 runs back, he was positively butchered by JP, one of the worst rides of the season. And then, of course, made amends the following time and won with consummate ease. He strikes me as a horse that's going to win his fair share of races over ground. I think he's got a lot of potential. He gets 9 pounds from Note to Self. Big respect for him. I'll be very surprised if anything else beats those 2 horses.
We Have a Situation. I just want to get an honourable mention for her. Paddy's done a wonderful job with her over the last 12 months.
Unbelievable, and goes well with Andrew. Andrew's jumped ship for Note to Self. I think this is a bridge too far for her. She's running considerably weaker fields. I can't see her troubling my top 2 selections.
Well, Richard, you're on one of those top 2 selections. Number 7, Eric Liddell. What impression did he give you when winning last time?
Lovely horse. Kind of horse that's going to keep getting better with racing. I like the fact that he's carrying 57.5. Loves the trip and make him a huge run on the day.
When are we going to see sort of the end game when it comes to Eric Liddell? How far away do you think he is?
I think you'll probably see the realistic horse maybe in the daily news. He just stays well, or even as a 4-year-old into the July. He'll be a deadly horse there.
Yeah, he looks to have a lot about him. Just want to quiz you about a horse you won on last time, granted over further, number 11 on the card, Gentleman Joe. From a long, when I say from a long way back, he came from near last time and turned it on good style. That was after a break. Can he drop and trip and be as effective?
Look, he's carrying 63. I think the 2000's right up his alley. He's a hard horse, but he's a tricky horse to ride. You gotta keep him between horses. He went through winning very easy, and then he starts wondering. His ears get pricked and he slows down automatically. So tricky horse to ride. I just think these youngsters are starting to strengthen up. We've had 6 months of their 3-year-old career now, so they're pretty much on par, if not better now, from my opinion.
Are you the horse to beat, or have you got something to beat you?
Well, Note Yourself is a really smart horse. Also, still a very soft horse. That's why I like the fact that I'm carrying 57, and he's just been a horse that's been soft, and all of a sudden, come good, and he obviously released a trip. So I like myself very strong here as well.
Okay, so good news when it comes to race number 2 on the card. Let's go on to race 3. It's the first leg of the Place Accumulator, but it is also the start of the World Pool collaboration of World Sports Betting Cape Town Met Day 3 through to 12. Of course, the World Pool will be joining us. We see big numbers with those win, place and swinger dividends, and also those pools. And also not forgetting the World Pool moment of the day, that very much in play. We saw Dean Smith's team with King Dundee win it on Lomaral Kings Plate Day, and again 100,000 Rand courtesy of World Pool up for grabs as far as the moment of the day is concerned. A very well received initiative all around the world whenever the World Pool come to town, and I think they'll be covering a lot of race meetings around the world in February, including the Saudi Cup. Favourite in race number 8, this of course the new turf carriers, Western Cape Stayers, a grade 3 over 2,800 metres. Robert Bloomberg's got a lot of great stories about the Western Cape Stayers. Holding Thumbs is the favourite at 18 to 10 on World Sports Betting. Number 2 Magic Verse 22 to 10. Number 1 Zatara Magic. How dare we undermine the play from Aberge? Is it 6 to 1? Number 4 ahead of the fact 6.5 to 1, and then 10 to 1. Number 6 on the card, Triple Time. Richard, I'll kick off with you here. You on board an emerging stayer in the former number 4 ahead of the facts. Justin even said in the Durban season, keep an eye on this horse. Without letting the team down, has he taken that big step to get to that elite long distance company, or do you think he's still getting there?
I'm very excited to be riding this horse, I must say. I've always wanted to ride him. He really looks like a strong individual. He's nice and tall and bulky, and he never carries my weight. So I like him a lot. Obviously, for me, Holding Thumbs has just been a phenomenal stayer. So he's definitely the horse to beat. But giving him so much weight could be a jockey strike.
And just a quick word on these PE horses. Bournemouth, who you know quite well, stays all day. He can be very hit and miss, unfortunately. And Zatara Magic, who right now probably sets the standard in Aberge of those older horses over the 2,000 metre range. What about him over 2.8?
See, Bournemouth, he was nominated for the Lakeside Handicap in Aberge, and he was carrying 68 kilograms. So they've definitely catered for the weaker horse, which forced our hand, even with regards to Zatara Magic, to come to Cape Town at Hollywood Pets Kenilworth to be competitive. So Bournemouth stays well, stays all day, loves the trip. So, but he can be hit and miss. He gets spells where he's really good for a couple of months, and then he goes on the quiet side again. So he ran a cracker last time. He's had about 7 weeks off or so. And then Zatara Magic, as hard as nails, loves the trip as well. It will be an interesting race with those two horses in there.
Tactics always play a bit of a part here. Robert, what do you make of the third race? I mean, Holding Thumbs is certainly, there's no King Pearls this season in Cape Town anyway. And I think without him, he's taken his chance to stamp himself so far.
Yeah, Ali, we mentioned off air that Holding Thumbs is a proper iron horse. I mean, you're not talking about a sprinter here that runs regularly. This is a horse that runs over marathon trips and just runs his heart out all the time. It's got to be the horse to beat. But if you like him, you have to have big respect for Magic Verse. He's a kilo better off for 3/4 of a length last time. But what's interesting about Magic Verse is the first time Magic Verse went past 2,000 meters, he ran over 2,200 in the July Consolation, and he relished it. He ran on really well. Last time he stepped up to 2.5, and he ran on very well again. So he's going to have no issue with his 2.8. So I do have a lot of respect for him. Richie's right ahead of the facts. He's hopelessly out on the handicap. I mean, he's as much as 20 pounds out with Holding Thumbs. I do think he's a promising stay in the making, but the weights don't favour him here. I can't have him here. Having said that, this race has thrown up so many upsets in years gone by. I guess you can't discount anything. But I just want to make mention of Zatara Magic. There's something that I just love about a front-running horse that goes a mile and beyond and grinds him into the ground. And it would be quite a feather in the cap for Dean Smith if he could win this race, you know. So I hope he runs well for him, but he's a tough horse from the front, Satara Magic.
Dean won the biggest sprint in Cape Town and on his way to the biggest long-distance race in Cape Town. So, yeah, Magic Verse and Holding Thumb seem like the two. Lot of respect for number 4 ahead of the facts in the first leg of the place accumulate. Just want to make a quick mention about a former Equus champion stay, although he's not at the peak of his powers, number 7, Master Redoute. Wouldn't leave him out of my bigger play, although I do think that the 2 established stayers will probably have his number. Let's now move on to race number 4. It's the first leg of the pick 6. 7 million rand is the target in that pick 6 pool. Why wouldn't you get involved when the dividend is likely to be a very big one and a card as open as this? It's the Leopard Sea Stakes. They go 1,200 metres, wide open event. There's a field of 19 to face the starter. Let's have a quick look at the market. Richard Fourie hops on board Whirlwind, who is at the top of the boards, currently trading at a price of 13 to 2 with a touch of support from 8 to 1. Number 18, Mauritius Kestrel, is the most interesting horse in the market, from 12 to 1 down to 8 to 1. Number 1, Influence, is at 10 to 1, same price. Number 6, Miraculous, while number 13, Follow Your Heart, a 10 to 1 shot, and number 5, Spirit, showing up at a price of 12 to 1. Lots of chances when it comes to the first leg of today's pick 6.
Ali, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this race because it's can make a case for a dozen horses here. You've got to load up. You know, 9 of these horses ran in the same race last time. And I can understand why there's money for Mauritius Kestrel, because obviously at the weights of the 4 kg claimer, it looks the right horse. But I just want to touch on 2 horses that are fairly big odds in the betting that I would certainly include in place accumulators. What price did you say Follow Your Heart is?
Follow Your Heart was double figures, I think 10 or 12 to 1. Let me just double check that. Follow Your Heart, number 13 on the card, is a 10 to 1 shot. Nibble of support though.
Okay, that'll never start 10 to 1. I think I might start favourite. Stick my neck out. I think that's just for an each-way interest. You know, last time ran in that same race that I made mention of. Had to ease roughly at the 250, and Andrew was very soft on the horse when he saw he couldn't win. If I'm correct, I think this is this its 3rd run back after rest? Yes, it is. Will be cherry ripe. I wouldn't leave that out of anything. That's probably my first choice. The other horse that's at any price that is worth including is the Blinker Strike, Steadfast. Didn't have much luck last time. Probably come from far back again. But I can see it running into the money. But if I had to have a bet here, my each-way play would be Follow Your Heart.
And of course, with 19 runners, you'll get some 4 places as far as the totem bookmakers are concerned. Richard, it looks like there's a lot of action with high-number draws. Down the straight, is there any type of bias, or would you rather see a low number next to your name?
Yeah, I'd rather be like 3, 4, 5. It would have been much greater. Bear in mind, I'm riding a 3-year-old filly. She's had 3 starts. Last race wasn't as strong as a race. I think it was a Cape D Stakes or something like that, and she carried 61 against the boys. And yeah, again, she's taking on the boys. It's very hard to place this filly right now. But we want to have a crack at racing, you know, so she's got to get going. Tough race, but I don't leave her chances out at 54.5 kilos.
Anything that catches your eye in a wide open race? I mean, it is a real swirl. There's nothing that you'd surprise us with, but is there something here that maybe is worth having a look at?
I just think it's a very, we'll call it flat race, where they all basically can hit the line at the same time. The way Kelp Forest won last time was impressive. It's going to be a similar sort of thing where it's going to fly over us again. Only got £3 for the win last time. And then a little bit of Miraculous as well. I thought her last run was really, really good.
So very, very interesting indeed. As we move on to race number 5, this gets the second jackpot rather underway. The Schweppes Winchester Cup, 1,100 metres. Now this might be a non-black type, but if you stuck grade 1, grade 2, not even grade 3, but if you stuck grade 1 or grade 2 next to the title, it wouldn't look out of place. A high quality race as we bridge that gap sort of between the Whirlpool Cape Flying and the Kaya Stables Diadem Stakes, which will be on Lucky Fish Cape Derby Day. A big field, a field of 18 to face the starter. Let's have a quick look at the market before we ask Richard and Robert what they think. Number 14, All the Rage, is a 4-1 favourite. Number 1, the US Survey and the orange jacket and blue cap, showing up at a price of 11-2. Second favourite. Number 7, Elusive Winter, 6-1. 15, Pistol Pizza, 9-1 shot, and 10-1 upwards the others. Teflon Man, number 10 at 10-1. We've even got Grade 1 winning sprinter, number 12, Good For You, at 14-1. So that just illustrates what we're up to and what we're in store for when it comes to race number 5. Well, we've got representation here with one horse, the US of A. Let's start with the man that pays the bills. Number 1, the US of A. What can you tell us?
I can say that he hasn't had much luck his last 2 starts. You know, in the Merchants, that filly My Sensation fell back on Richie at a crucial stage. He had to ease momentarily and lost a bit of momentum, but he certainly wasn't disgraced. But last time things just went completely pear-shaped, and if people don't believe me, they should go and watch the film, particularly the head-on. The Stipes report said it all. Continuously held up 200 to the finish. The last 200, Richie just sat on the horse. He had nowhere to go. Raven Black came across from one side. Was it the Carmichael horse that came across from the other side? And there was just a wall of horses in front of us. And he didn't quicken up as he usually does at that point in time. And we all agreed that 1,000's actually a bit on the sharp side for him now. And funnily enough, there's a school of thought out there that this horse doesn't stay 1,200 because he's never won over 1,200. It's a complete nonsense. Things just haven't mapped out. You know, he ran away twice with the blinkers over 1,200. He got beat a short head over 1,200. Paddy and I both believe this horse will stay a mile on his coconut. We just haven't, because of his injury, want to put him around the turn. So draw a line through last time. The fact that he was only beaten 2.3 lengths is pretty miraculous in itself. His form over this 1,100 is outstanding. 2 wins, 2 seconds from 4 starts. We're going to have to get lucky again, because Drawn 1 is a horse that, you know, likes to be given a bit of a chance. But what's quite interesting, if you look at the race, the horses drawn 2, 3, and 4 on our inside, we will clear very easily. Dance Variety, His Majesty, and Lucky Lad. Arctic Wizard shows a bit of pace from time to time. Sometimes he's got jet shoes on, and sometimes he just doesn't want to go. Kaiboy's got pace, but the interesting horse, Elusive Winter, is drawn 7. Now, I know you'll say, well, it's drawn 6 away from us. But the chances are, because we'll probably clear the horses drawn 2, 3, and 4 quite easily, that Richard will probably be able to latch on to Elusive Winter, or be in close proximity. Because one thing you know about Elusive Winter, guaranteed to pull you through to the last 200 and maybe even the last 100. So, yes, we need to get lucky, but I think he's a massive runner. I think the horse we have to beat is All the Rage. Top 3-year-old, really, really decent horse. And I think that's the horse we have to beat. And after that, Teflon Man maybe, you know, I think we're probably better over this trip, but there's not much between Teflon Man and the US of A on the run in the Merchants. But I'm hopeful we're going to have to get lucky.
All the orange behind us, maybe that's a bit of an omen. Richard, let's talk a little bit about the US of A. On his day, he's got a turn of foot as good as any of a high-quality horse. But what brings out the best in this horse?
I think the moment there's a little bit of stickiness into the ground, he really comes alive. Last time, you can see we put cheek pieces on him because of the 5 furlong. He's been giving us the idea that he wants a bit of ground now. But this 1100, I think it just teams up really, really well for him, based on what's drawn on my outside and what's going to come towards me. And I think if you just watch the last race, I was like Lady Liberty going through the 200. I never moved an inch on this horse. I couldn't go anywhere. It was just traffic all over the place. And he's coming in here with a full tank of gas, and it makes it very exciting. It's a strong race, don't get me wrong. I think this has got Group 2 potential written right over it. But his chances are alive. in this race.
A few others that deserve a mention that you've ridden recently. I mean, Lucky Lad, you won a grade 1 on him at Hollywood Bet Scottsville, probably not at the peak of his powers. His Majesty dropping in distance. A few others that you know quite well in the race. You've ridden Cafe Culture before. I know that you haven't ridden All the Rage, but you would have seen him up close.
Lots of times, yeah.
Where your dangers? What do you think is going on around you?
I think Lucky Lad's second run, or third run, yeah, but I think Lucky Lad died him, 1200's more realistic. His Majesty, I feel like he needs a bit of ground, but he was sprinting in England, but I think 1100's a little bit fast for him. What was the other one? Cafe Culture. I think the weight was a bit big. 62. He's more of a weight for age horse. Diadem could be potential for him. But then Sergey as well. I won't leave this horse out. He ran a cracker last time. Came off a bit of a break. This time will be his third run into this 1100, and he was flying home last time. So that was a Group 1 when King Dundee won. After that, same horse that jumps out.
Gauteng Merchants coming to Cape Town now?
I don't think he's been here long. Lovely horse, but I also think he wants a little bit further now. The 1200 Diadem would probably be more realistic for him.
Okay, so who's the horse to beat? Obviously, with all the belief you've got in the US of A, All the Rage.
Yeah, All the Rage, definitely a monster runner. But yeah, a little bit of luck in running. I'll give him a bit of a hard time there.
Very, very interesting race. The fifth race on the card. Let's go on to race 6, the SABC A Stakes, 1400 metres the distance. Also proper event. This gets underway at 2:45 with a field of 15 minus Legend of Arthur. That sadly is a withdrawal, so we're down one. We've got a couple of horses that have won or featured at grade 1 level. We've probably got the best 1400 metre horse in the country in the form of Great Plains, but how's he going to go from that draw? Let's have a quick look at the market courtesy of World Sports Betting. Number 14 Great Plains, top of the boards, 33-10. Number 1 Tanango, 11-2, opened up at a price of 10-1 and has shortened. Number 10 Snow Pilot also found a bit of interest in the market, opened up at 8-1, currently trading 13-2. Number 3 Otaniqua is at 7-1. Number 2 Raven Black 8-1, and same price number 6 Power and the Glory, double figures about the others. Quite a few in this race finding outside support, the likes of number 12 Dumbledore from 20s down to 16, and number 8 Scottish Kiss from 20-1 down 14-1. As a result, some have drifted. Royal Aussie can't give away in the market, and number 4 Billy Bowlegs also slid out, as has number 5 Gem King. Richard, I'm going to kick off with you here when it comes to race number 6. You ride a horse that's got all the ability in the world, but has dropped the bundle of late. Number 10 Snow Pilot. He has got one way of running, so it seems anyway. Ran off his feet and maybe taught some good habits last time in the grade 1, the Whirlpool Cape Flying Championship. I mean, what type of shape is Snow Pilot going to come in? We know most beautiful horse, lovely, big, strapping individual. At his best, he'll blow them away, but can we expect him to be at his best? Do you think he can get close to his best?
Look, I think this is probably must be close to one of his last races. He's a serious colt or stallion. I think he's well on his way to the stud form. Running him in that 5 definitely would have taken the edge off him and get him ready for a race like this. In my opinion, this race is going to be run lightning fast, and I feel the lightweight's going to win this race.
Who might the lightweight be?
I like this horse, Power and the Glory. 51 kilograms. He's a monster runner. He's got serious form. If we were just talking about All the Rage. He ran 3 lengths with All the Rage. It is my time. He's right there. Roland Garros is a nice grey horse of Mr. Boards and Mrs. Boards, and this is a big runner. And he loves the 1400.
Very interesting. Blinkers on for the first time? No problem?
No issues.
Robert, you kind of glowed up as if Richard stole your thunder there.
No, not at all. I also think he's a massive runner with 51, Muzi, blinkers strike. I think he's a huge runner. But I think Snake's going to win this race. And I think Snow Pilot's a really big runner. You know, he ran second in this race last year, drawn 13 out of 13. Not that a draw really matters because he's going to go to the front anyway when Mo Capitano won. But Richie's got an amazing record on this horse. You know, he's won 3 out of 4 on him. And over 1400. In 2 of them, he went really hard. And I don't want to sort of preempt what Richard's planned because we never discussed this card at all. But I fancy he's going to go hard. And when they come into the straight, he's going to head for the outside fence because if he doesn't, the horse is going to take him there anyway.
Yeah.
So, Richie's record on this horse, ridden him 11 times, 3 wins, 7 places from 11 starts. They get on like a house on fire. And he's got really good course and distance form, 2 wins, 3 places from 5 starts. So I do think he's a massive runner, but if you like him, you've got to like Great Plains. Great Plains beat Snow Pilot the last time he ran, and you can say, well, this is his 2nd run in 7 months. What about the fitness levels? But Great Plains runs bloody well
Fresh.
after layoffs. He's won 3 out of 5, and sometimes long breaks in between. And that's when he runs his best races. And at the moment, no one is placing horses better than Andrew. It doesn't matter what the draws are. He's going to be hunting Richie down. And I think he's a massive runner. But as I say, you've also got to respect Power and the Glory. So I wouldn't want to really stick my neck out between the 3 horses. But I think Snaith will win this race with one of those 2.
Just 2 horses I want to ask you about. I'll ask Richard first about Tenango, then I'll come to Robert about Raven Black. Tenango trying this distance. He's got a good turn of foot about him, but do you think he'll have the game for 1400? Should we respect him?
I think so. He won a Group 2 over 1200, but the 5s have been a little bit on the far side. And when he ran with Elusive Winter, he needs to be dragged into the race. So this kind of race where the speed is on drawn 1, he'll have a whole herd of horses in front of him. It might just map out nicely for him, but I just come back to that 51 kilograms. I can't look past that.
And then Robert, Raven Black, lightweight, also a horse that's been competing in the sprints, held in high regard. Should we have a look at him, or are the others just a little bit too strong for him over this middle distance range?
I'm wholly unconvinced about Tenango, Raven Black, and Otaniqua over 1400. I know Otaniqua's run reasonable races in the past. A few occasions it's gone 1400. But no, I'm sticking with the 3 Snaith horses.
Okay, Snaith tune again. As we now go on to the Grade 1s, this the first of them, the Main Chance Farms Mallorca Stakes. What a race this is. 1600 meters is the distance. Of course, there's one scratching. Sadly, Quickstep Gull, number 12 on the card, will not be in action, so we're down to 13 at the time of recording. Really looking forward to this. We always do. It's a wonderful race with a great glittering history that goes along with it. Robert, I'm going to kick off with you here. Double Grand Slam, and I'll come to Richard and ask him about Double Grand Slam and why he's gone Mon Petit Cherie over Reed Petit, etc., etc. But Double Grand Slam last time, were you underwhelmed with that run, or do you think that this is just her sweet spot? Mile, Hollywood Bets, Kenilworth, this race, everything's tailor-made for her, or are there a couple others that we should be looking for?
What price is Double Grand Slam?
That's a very good question. Let me go through the market quickly. Number 10, Double Grand Slam, 12 to 10 favourite, open up at a price of 7 to 2. Number 3, Reed Petit, 6 to 1, having opened up at 9 to 1. 8, Rainbow Lorikeet found support. Just now, there will be a couple of deductions here after the scratching of Quickstep Girl. Rainbow Lorikeet from 14 to 1 down 8 to 1, and then 9 to 1 about number 2, Mon Petit Cherie, double figures about the others.
If one listened to Justin Snaith after Double Grand Slam's last run, he blamed himself. He said the horse was a gallop short, that no matter how hard he worked Double Grand Slam, couldn't get the weight off her, and made one sort of, you were led to believe that she could have been a lot fitter than she was. So I expect a much better performance and definitely the horse to beat. But 12 to 10 is a crazy price. I mean, it's not like this is a dead field. So definitely the horse to beat, in my opinion, and could easily make amends. But I think the biggest dangers are the 2 Crawford horses. What I'm interested in is, and I will ask Richie that now, is what made him choose Mon Petit Cherie ahead of Reed Petit. You know, in Reed Petit, those first 3 wins came into the Fillies Guineas, and I didn't really expect her to run as well as she did. I thought, you know, she'd beaten nothing to date and really surprised me. And then showed at her next start.
Yeah, she took it to another level.
Took it to another level. So I said, well, I better start reconsidering her. Mon Petit Cherie had the most interesting prep because she ran in a mile in the Garden Province where she was beaten by double Grand Slam, and she's now kg worse off for just under a length. Then decided to go 1200, then went back to a mile, then went back to 1200. Now it's gone back to a mile again. You don't often see horses doing that. You might see the odd drop in distance or what have you. So I'm just a bit puzzled. Obviously, I think she's a runner and she's got a really good turn of foot. But if it had been me, I would have chosen Riet Petit ahead of Mon Petit Chéri. So,
explain yourself.
I went with the experience.
Is there much separating them?
Yeah, there's a lot. They're both very nice fillies. But I've always had this plan with Mon Petit Chéri is to go for this race and go out there and beat double Grand Slam. A little bit of redemption of the Garden Province. So fixated on the idea of riding this filly and winning the Mallorca. So there's no love lost between myself and Riet Petit. Love her, she's a beautiful filly, she's going to grow into something amazing. But we've just got some unfinished business and that's what it is.
So it's all about revenge.
Sweet revenge.
Ali, I think the other thing about double Grand Slam is last time was the 1800. I think that's at the very end of her her distance wise. You know, she's 1, 2, 3 places from 5 starts. She got touched off a whisker last year by Raskova in this race. I think the mile's much more up her alley, you know.
Let's talk about some of the horses, some of the other horses that you've ridden in this race, Richard. You've got a Mia Moo. She won the Magnolia, which is now the Carry On Alice at Turf 15 on Betway Summer Cup Day. You obviously know Asia Pambile. You know Double Grand Slam probably better than anyone. You've ridden Minogue before as well and also stepped on board Kinda Wonderful. Let's consider that Double Grand Slam, Mon Petit Chéri and Riet Petit are probably the 3 horses that everyone's going to gravitate towards. Is there anyone that can trouble those?
Asia Pambile.
Will she stay?
Oh yes, 100%. Nice big burly filly. I actually wanted to ride her in this race last year, but the guys at Hollywood opted to go the Cape Flyer, and it didn't go too well for us. But I like her. She's a definite runner, yeah. And it's a pity about Quick Step Girl being scratched. She was also a live runner.
So very, very interesting indeed. So in summarising, Richard, Double Grand Slam the horse to beat, or are you the one to beat?
Double Grand Slam, she holds the flag. She's the target. We're all going for her.
Okay. Very, very interesting indeed. Let's go into the showpiece event. Race number 8, the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met. And, well, there are a couple of points that we can make. Of course, the draw situation is very interesting because although it's not a big field, what we have seen over the last number of years is that gates 2 and 4 are the most prolific draws. Richard Fourie jumps out of gate 2 on last year's winner 8 on 18. Gladiatorian hops out of gate number 4. So we've got a few stats to work with as far as that is concerned. And as far as the last 8 years are concerned, the favourite record is 2 wins for favourites, 2 seconds and 1 third. There've been some great horses that have won this race. Robert, I just want to get your opinion. A lot of people banging the drum. Oh, it's a small field, it's not a vintage Met. Rubbish. We saw Kaiying Rising win a small field in Hong Kong because obviously you want quality over quantity. The fact this is a weight for age, not a handicap, etc., etc. I think we've been spoilt this summer as well. Lommeraw Kings played, Hollywood Bets, Cape Guineas were sensational races, and by virtue of the fact that there can only be one winner, some horses are going to run midfield and worse. They're going to run away by the fact that they might be preparing for other races or might not feel that this race is coming in time, etc., etc. Let's address the small field that everyone's talking about. I mean, are you put off by that, by any regard?
Ali, you just touched on it. Kaiying Rising ran in the Stewards Sprint Cup, whatever it was called. There were 7 runners. Or was the Stewards Cup, sorry, was the one that Romantic Warrior ran.
Yeah,
that was only
also a small field, yeah.
9-horse field.
Cox played 8 runners last year.
I mean, even the Pegasus the other day was only 12 runners. People must realise that this is a weight for age event. It's not a handicap like the July. And you need weight for age events. That's where the best horses, the cream rises to the crop, the best horses take each other on it. Weight for age. You can't have every race being a handicap. And if I had to ask you the question, or ask Richie the question, we've got 11 runners here, what is actually missing from this race? You'd be hard-pressed to find a horse or two. I mean, what would you come up with? What is actually missing from this race that could, have participated here. So it's a complete and utter nonsense that it's only a 11-horse field and what a disgrace it is. It's just a stupid statement.
Yeah. As far as the market is concerned, and I'll start with Richard with 8 on 18. He is the third favourite at the moment. 10 See It Again is at the top of the boards. He's 28 to 10. Number 6, The Real Prince on offer at 7 to 2. 15 to 4. Number 2, 8 on 18. He's been all over the place in the market. There's been support, then he's drifted, then support, then he's drifted again on World Sports Betting. Number 3, Sail the Seas from 10 to 1 is currently trading 6 to 1, and then big prices about the others. A little bit of interest in number 4, Gladiatorian at a very big odds. Number 5, Garrix from 33 to 1 down 20 to 1. So that is how the market looks. Richard, you won this race last year. You've won this race a number of times. I know how much the World Sports Betting means to you, the great record that you have in this race. You are, I think, over history, one of the hottest jockeys when it comes to the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met and various other marquee races around the country. Big race, Richard. How excited are you to reunite with last year's winner with the Equus Horse of the Year, 8 on 18?
Very exciting. Oisin Murphy went out there and basically galloped my rides. I did it before for the big guys. It's nice to get it back sometimes. He came off a long break. There were some hiccups, but I think he's getting closer to where he needs to be, and he's just a quality horse, and even if he might not be at his best, he won't be too far off them. So there is 1 or 2 horses that really jump out at me that I'm super afraid of, but it's nice to go in there a little bit wary, because I'm going to end up in a position where I have to be based on my draw, and whether or not we can put it together and get it over the line, that at the end of the day goes to Justin Snaith and the guys looking after him, maintaining him.
Let's talk a little bit about 12 months ago when you won this race, the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met. It looked like you were at him a long way out, but when he got into full flight, there was obviously no stopping him.
No, exactly, yeah.
The way the race is going to run, there's a guarantee of pace. You can see that a mile out, there's a guarantee of pace. Does that make you lick your lips?
It does make it a lot easier. As a 3-year-old, I think he carried 54.
Yes.
That race particularly wasn't one of the strongest races. This time around, a lot stronger. There's horses here that have rejuvenated in the likes of See It Again. He's just come good here. He's basically stopped a little bit of his nonsense at the gates, and I think it makes it a bit tricky or easier. And with Andrew Fortune riding this horse, I think he's just got away with him, and he's turned this horse a lot. Obviously, the horse is being taken care at the Snaith Yard, and he's just come alive. So, interesting race. But for me, I still think number 6 is the horse to beat.
The Real Prince.
That is a Group 1 horse. Done and dusted.
Very, very interesting. Robert, what do you think of it all?
Ali, it's always nice when we get proved wrong for the right reasons, but honestly, if I have to be brutally frank, I thought before the 2 episodes of See It Again not loading in KZN, I thought he was done and dusted. And I've gone from that to being exceedingly confident about his chances here.
Does he have BMT? Because he's turned up here at ridiculously short odds 2 years ago and got rolled. Does he have the BMT? I know he's won Grade 1s, but he's come to various races over the years. Hollywood Bets, Durban, July's, World Sports Betting, Cape Town Mets, Betway Summer Cups as the hype horse. And he's failed to get across the line.
He was a cold stall, sorry, at that time. I had to add that in.
That's also true.
Fair,
But
yes.
I would, to answer you, I would have said if this had been just one run when he was unlucky in the green point, I might have had reservations. But wow, that King's Plate, when he got out, especially the last 50 meters, the way he stretched was unbelievable. I mean, another 2 jumps, he wins the race. And as Richie made mention of, Andrew seems to bring out the best in this horse. He's got a terrific turn of foot, so I don't think the draw is going to be an issue at all. And you would have to think that based on the King's Plate race, because in reality you've got 4 horses who can win this race, being a weight for age contest, that he would have the better of exchanges now, and I think he's really, really difficult to beat. I think his biggest danger is the Real Prince. you don't win a July and a King's Plate if you're not a proper Group 1 horse, which he is. And Craig rides him really well, and he's a fighter. So I make him the biggest danger. You've got to have respect for Sail the Seas, but based on the King's Plate run, I don't think he can beat See It Again.
Hand on heart, who wins it?
I just want to mention 8 on 18.
Yes.
That, to me, even though strictly speaking, he's obviously a big runner at the weights and he's got a 2 draw, I can't have him because he's had no prep. I think he's a run short. I'm not the trainer. I know Richie likes to call me an assistant trainer time to time. And I'm not saying he can't win. Of course he can win. But I prefer the other 3 runners. So to me, See It Again is easily my first pick to beat the Real Prince. Sail the Seas, 8 on 18 in that order.
Okay.
I can't see an upset happening. And as you said, there's going to be pace in the race from Legal Counsel and Okavango. It'll be a true run race, in my opinion.
Okay, so really, really looking forward to the See It Again. Again, he's the harp horse. It's amazing. When he turned up at Justin Snaith's yard a few months ago, there would be no pressure. The only pressure would have been get him into the starting stalls. And here we are talking about him a few months later as the potential winner of the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met yet again. All will be revealed when it comes to race number 8, that getting underway at 4:05. Race number 9, the Hong Kong Jockey Club Whirlpool Politician Stakes, 1800 metres the distance. This is a grade 3. This is a wonderful race. It is the Lucky Fish Derby trial, but over the years there's always something bubbling under here that when we get to Durban we all talk about. Now the market as far as race number 9 is concerned shows as follows, and I'll call it up for you in just a moment. It does look like Justin Snaith has a particularly strong hand. Number 2, Happy Verse, there's a 22-10 favourite. Number 4, Randolph Hurst, shows 28-10. Number 7, Touched by Angels, 33-10. Number 6, Fox on the Run at 6-1, and number 3, Better Man, an 8-1 shot. Double figures about the others when it comes to the Hong Kong Jockey Club Whirlpool Politician Stakes. Richard, I'm actually going to start with you here when it comes to number 6, Fox on the Run. I thought his run in the Hollywood Bets Cape Guineas from that draw was full of merit. James stuck him in the deep end and there was no sinking there.
No, he slapped some blinkers on into a Group 1, which is unheard of. It just felt like the right thing to do. Normally, or usually, the guys wouldn't want to do any serious changes like tongue ties or blinkers going into a Group 1, but it just felt like a horse that kind of needed it. He's big and burly, lovely horse. He'll grow into himself nicely, and had a bad draw, and he's not the kind of horse that you can bounce. He comes out on his own terms, and you just got to like filter in. But the way he took off, it was very exciting. I'm not going to lie. So this is basically this sort of place where we can build on. I think the ultimate target would be the Hollywood Bets Cape Derby. So interesting race. There's some really, really good spec in this race, and it's going to make it a fun and exciting race.
Robert, when it comes to the 3-year-old colts around the country, there's sort of a hazy view. We see horses, Jan van Gooyen, a case in point, he is the standard. He's a 2-time Grade 1 winner. And although things didn't go according to plan, the Lommar Kings played, he still fluffed his lines. Trust, although not losing anything in defeat, you would have liked to have seen him win. They got the green light. We've got big reputations in Happy Verse and Randolph Hurst, who obviously got rolled but weren't disgraced in the Hollywood Bets Cape Guineas. There's no one yet really sticking their hand up, and this could be an opportunity for a Fox on the Run or even a Star Major to emerge and show themselves that they're in the mix. How do you read it, or do you think it's pretty straightforward?
Happy Verse, my best bet in the card. I think this horse is going places. If you might, well, I'm sure you will recall the run in the Punters Cup. He was trapped 4 deep the whole way, and was in fact eased just short of the post as well. Under the circumstances, ran an unbelievable race. And last time I didn't have much luck either. It was wide out on the track. I know on paper there's nothing really between Happy Verse and Randolph Hurst, but my gut tells me over 1800 with a 2 draw. And Andrew's going to be sitting in the box here. I wouldn't be surprised if he's sitting 3rd. I think he's going to have the run of the race. He'll be in front of Randolph Hurst. Whereas last time he'd come from behind him. And as I say, made his run wide out. Randolph has got to split up the inside. I just think, as I say, that this is another potential July horse for Snaith with a low weight. I think he'll start a lot shorter than his current odds. He holds Fox on the run comfortably on both the Qantas Cup run and the Guineas run. I don't see Touch by Angels produced a really impressive turn of foot last time. But I just don't see Touch by Angels beating Happy Verse. If you look at, as I say, the quality of what Happy Verse has been running against. So I'm sticking my neck out. I think it's the best bet in the card.
I'm just going through the tally. Race 1, you like Snaith. Second race, you like Snaith. Third race, you make a 2-horse race, Nathan Cotson. Fourth race, anything. Fifth race, a few with chances. Obviously leaning towards the US of A. Sixth race, Snaith. Seventh race, Snaith. Eighth race, Snaith. Ninth race, Snaith. So by now, you could have had 6.
I'd like to get odds from someone. Snaith has at least 6 winners on the day of the 12 races.
Set a handicap, go ha.
It's not unusual.
No, it's not.
They've had 8 on this day, I think.
That's exactly what 2016, I think it was, where you and Justin swept all before you.
Well, no, I think it was Australia. I think I was away at that time. I might have been in Hong Kong.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Might have been Bernard.
I was watching the show. It was entertaining.
Right, let's go into the 10th race. The Vintook Olympic Duel listed feature, 1,200 metres is the distance. And in this race, Justin's got 4 runners, but I don't think it's going to be all that straightforward. Richard gets on board number 10, Pink Pigeon. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's just quickly have a look at the market when it comes to race number 10 on the card. The latest is number 5, Dame of Tricks. Whoosh, huge support, 12-1 down, 5-1. About number 5, Dame of Tricks. That's very interesting. Number 10, Pink Pigeon, a 5-1 shot joint at the top of the boards. Number 2, Princess of Gaul, is currently at a price of 11-2. Number 12, Tanneron, at 7-1. Number 7, Babylicious, shows up at 7.5-1. And number 6, Wild Applause, heads up the others 10-1. 12s and upwards the others. My Sensation, really a 12-1 shot. She's got a lot of quality about her, and she has run with the best around. Robert, what do you make of that market? I'm actually surprised to see Dame of Tricks at the top of the board. I know she's got no weight, but she's taking on a reasonable field here.
I can't have it, especially over 6 furlong now. So not for me here. Ali, I actually quite like Princess of Gaul here. So I'm going for Canama now, not Snake.
Good sprinting filly, yeah.
If you speak to Craig, in fact, before the Fillies Guineas, he actually said that and despite the really excellent run, he said he believes she's a sprinter. And it was quite interesting. I bumped into Dean in the parade ring after Princess of Gaul bombed last time. Asked him how it was going. He said, it's shocking. He said, I honestly couldn't see this filly getting beat today. And his mood was bleak. And then 4 races later,
he won the King's Plate.
He won the King's Plate and his mood changed. So I've got that at the back of my mind, you know. Just putting a line through the last run, I think she is a top-class sprinting filly.
She's a half-sister to King Dundee.
Yeah, and I think she's actually quite generously priced. I think she'll start favourite. Funny enough, I think the biggest danger is the stable companion to My Sensation, Call Me Secret. You know, Call Me Secret, those 2 sprints were very impressive. And then they chucked her in the deep end 10 days later after her last win.
Yeah.
And she didn't disgrace herself, you know.
Lovely galloping weight as well.
And yeah, a nice draw, everything. And
it's a lot.
Conditions of the race is well weighted. What price was it? About 12-1? Generous price for, you know, each way. So to me, those are my top 2 in the race. Princess of Gaul from Call Me Secret.
Low number draws as well. Richard, how do you read the race? You ride number 10, Pink Pigeon, model of consistency. Can you see her giving things a shake?
It's a lot tougher than last time. There's 2 horses that really jump out to me. It's My Sensation and this filly Tanneron. I think Tanneron's probably a monster runner in this race.
Very interesting. Well, My Sensation obviously was a high-level winner down in KZN, won the poinsettia at Hollywood Bet Scottsville, and turning over Sia Pambila, who's now obviously with Lucinda. Yeah, I think she's overpriced. Very tricky race. Generally,
she is decent, but if you like her, you've got to like Princess of Gaul, because she ran behind Princess of Gaul last time, and she's a pound worse off at the weight. So
it's open.
I don't know about Tanneron. This is a step up in class here.
She is an overachiever, though, Tanneron. I can see her running well. She might fall short of winning, but I can see her getting into the mix. Even Disting is a horse not to totally rule out. So that could be the spanner in the works when it comes to the card, race number 10. Let's go on to the 11th. It's a Grade 3 World Sports Betting Summer Fling. 2,000 metres is the distance. To be fair, it's not a very strong race by any stretch of the imagination. Let's have a quick look at the market and see how they're betting. Number 7, Schwiertek, is at 3-1. Number 3, Give Me Everything, second favourite at a price of 7-2. 9-2, number 6, Lavender Bay. Number 1, Queen Regent, is a 7-1 shot. Same price, number 4, World of Alice. And number 5, Strawberry Thief, at 8-1. Nibble of support from a price of 10s down to 8-1. Richard, you ride number 5, Strawberry Thief, a filly you know well. She's never the luckiest around. She's found trouble on a couple of occasions.
Trouble on trouble.
She should be better than 11 starts and 3 wins. She is better than that.
Yeah, she is. Live runner, and the horse to respect is Schwiertek.
Robert, from your side?
I'm going Canama again.
Give me everything.
Give me everything. Give me everything. Length and a half behind Schwiertek last time. As much as 4 kilos bet off at the weights. This time last year, if you have a look, during the summer season, she ran up 4 wins in succession and looked really, really promising. Lost the plot after that, but wasn't disgraced in some of those runs. I think this is the well drawn, good prep coming into the race. I think she's the horse to beat. Schwiertek's my second pick, but I think Give Me Everything at the weights has got a beat.
Richard, just quickly, you've seen the best and worst of number 4, World of Alice. Capable but not always willing?
I think she needs a lot more ground. Rode her in the 1800 in Victress, and I was always at her. And only past the line, she really started getting going again. So definitely suited to the Highveld with the long runnings. That's tricky.
Okay, and also an honourable mention for numbers 1 and 2, Queen Regent with 50 kilos. Justin was pretty keen on her chances. And number 2, Time for Love, she's a real grinder as well. So very tricky race, but yeah, Give Me Everything seems to be a horse that's coming out with good remarks. Let's get on to the 12th and last, the City of Cape Town Sea Stake. 1,600 metres is the distance. We'll leave Richard alone. He doesn't have a ride here, so we'll go straight to Robert. And before we get there, the market, as far as the 12th and last race is concerned, reads as follows. Lotson with chances, and the market in the Get Out Stake shows number 2, Fourie, on offer at 5-1 from a call of 7-1. Number 11, Smarten Up, unlucky last time, 6-1, second favourite. Number 5, Blind Date, lots to like about him as a horse. He's on offer at 8-1 from an opening price of 12-1, and then 10-1, numbers 3, Yamazaki, and 15, Grand Canaria. So that's how they priced up. Robert, they say the last race is probably the most important race of the day because if you're in trouble, it can be the Get Out Stakes. What a treat they've got in store for us on this wide open event. So what's your feeling?
My feeling, Ali, is much like race 4, a minefield. If this is a race you've got to get out on, good luck to you. I'd pass on this. I can understand why Fourie is favourite. I mean, 2 really good wins after having changed stables. The horse you made mention of, Blind Date. The one horse that I expected better of last time really disappointed me because of the run prior to that when drawn 11 out of 11 is Yamakazi. I can see that popping up here too.
Yamazaki. Number 3.
Yeah, Yamazaki, sorry, yeah. What did I say? Yamakazi. Sounds like some motorbike. No, not a race for me, seriously. I'll pass.
Richard, I'm going to have to come to you there.
That's fine.
You've ridden a few here. What's your feeling?
Well, I thought last time Yamazaki would have won that race. Just on paper, it looked so good. Mentate Mana came out. You know, it was a strong race and all flying from the back. And I thought last time it's a banker on the card, and it didn't go that way. Dropped back to a mile. It's got a lovely draw. I think this is probably a more realistic time where this horse can win. Foundries jumped up in the divisions. Blind Date, big runner on its last run. It was in the fight. It looked like it was going to finish and just held on there. So I think if they go running him off his feet and just let the horse relax sort of midway and just leave it as long as you can and let it unleash, it will fly past this field.
Good rider, Rene Pitchlock.
Very
good.
talented.
Very good.
Yeah, very impressed with him. Got the better of Andrew Fortune the other day as well at Hollywood Bets Durbanville. Yep, very, very encouraged. And he rides the equator in the big race. So that just leaves me to say, don't forget about the after party as well. Got some big artists that'll be coming here. I'm really not interested in after parties, but last year, what the point I'm making is that last year,
Play
the
nice.
show that they did at the after party actually kept me here. It was absolutely fantastic. It was a couple of hours of good fun. A lot of mates came down as well. Really enjoyed it. It was here in the number 1 box. I don't know where it's going to be this year, but a fantastic job was done, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed hanging around for the after party. We got the guys from Springbok Nude Girls, Prime Circle, and also the Parlotones coming to join us. We got the DJ Durban Gogo as part of the after party and part of the fun afterwards as well. So there'll be every reason to hang around here at the races and take in some of the entertainment. Robert, I'm sure you'll be part of that. Richard will definitely be part of that. But thanks so much for your time. Robert, thanks so much. Always a great pleasure to pick your brain and get some direction on a very interesting card.
Pleasure, Ali, and I'm sure if the after party contains a buffet, you will be there.
Thank you. He had to throw in a punch
midnight
somewhere.
snack.
Had to throw in a punch somewhere. Richard, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your rides on World Sports Winning Cape Town, mate. I'm sure we'll see you in the number 1 box at some stage or a few stages.
Well, let's hope so. Fingers crossed.
Yep. All it leaves me to say is enjoy the World Sports Winning Cape Town, mate. Been a great pleasure, hopefully guiding you through the waters when it comes to the great race day. And hopefully we'll see you here on the 31st of January. Don't forget, CompuTicket, you can get your tickets, get involved, and book your place at the races at Hollywood Bets Kenilworth and come and enjoy a memorable day with us with a Symphony of Style. Goodbye.
Thank you.